Go ahead.
Okay. Tough love. Question for you,
sir.
Do you think that there's any way if we create a test that does not have a cultural bias?
James, let's see. Stop your mic.
I'm no is the short answer.
Okay,
But
thank you for answering that
can I
direct.
just explain it a little? Is that cool?
Go for it.
I'm pretty familiar with psychometrics, and so the no has a lot of reasoning behind it. But that's the answer, no.
I tend to agree with that, and I don't know what field you were mentioning. I'm not a pro at that.
White participants, they average a better IQ test score than black participants.
Can I help him?
I'm not taking it, dude, because I'm not taking a test to race like that. Correlation with test result, and honestly, I don't know the test numbers, and here's what I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that the numbers of Black Americans show.
It's not about race, though. Why can't you just take personal responsibility for how intelligent or unintelligent?
But still, I'm willing to bet this is what the numbers say. It does, even if it's not about race, doesn't mean that you can't quantify.
So I want to
data out. Hold on, I didn't finish. Just because it's not about race doesn't mean you can't quantify racial data out of this set. Do you understand what I mean by that?
So I just want to make it clear. I want to make it clear.
It's a data set.
I'm talking. I just want to make it clear to the panel that Red Clay has refused to answer the question, and I'll tell you why he has refused to answer the question. Okay, I will tell you why he has refused to answer the question. He believes that the IQ test scores are driven by white participants and are universal white intellectual superiority. I've been trying to figure this out, but I actually pinpointed it right now. I've been trying to wrap this conversation carefully. And Red Clay, that's why he is failing to answer the question. It's a yes or no. Okay, scientific truth is important.
What question did you ask me now?
Truth.
The phrase scientific truth is not even real. It's nonsense.
Which question did you ask me?
BBC, I can make it that. BBC, first of all, stop interrupting BBC.
No.
Okay?
No, this is Red Clay. What question did you ask me, Caleb?
I asked you, I said, do you believe that white participants test and outperform better on the test than black participants?
White participants all around the globe.
White Americans.
So we're talking about white Americans and black Americans.
Sure.
I think that white people, in whatever tests you have that show data, that it shows that more white people did better.
Great. So now, thank you for answering the question. Another question for you. Yes. Do you believe white participants, or do you believe this IQ test was favored to white participants' belief in a universal white intellectual superiority? So do you think it has favored white Americans over black Americans? Is that why they're outperforming?
I think there could be a measure of that for sure. Here's what I'll say. I can, think about it in my head and picture something like that being true. Yes, definitely.
Okay, so what states that? Where do you see that information embedded into the IQ test? Please tell me. Reference that right now, please. Because you made it.
I don't know. Man, it's been so long since I took an IQ test. I will be 100% honest. But this is why I've been making statements about test, period. Any test is used as a gatekeeping mechanism for whatever culture that or group or whatever makes that test. That's just a function of a test, man. Hold on real quick. This is why I asked Tough Love. I said, hey, do you think it's possible to make a test that is independent of these biases? And so without me even knowing the granular stuff tested in IQ tests, speaking on that level, I can still see how you can improperly infer race racial intelligence.
The debate should not be on whether or not certain studies find differences in IQ between the races. The argument is whether or not it is because of their race that these distinctions occur.
Right.
Also, Red Clay, can I just clarify something?
I mean, race is pretty indicative of selection. Like from environment.
Are you all talking about
at some point? You used to live in the same fucking place, didn't you?
Well, here's the problem: is often when we talk about race, we're talking about really something cultural beyond what race actually
it's not
is
just
by
cultural,
definition.
Though. Like, we've all had different environments. If you live in a different part of the world,
Totally,
some environments are way harsher.
You're talking. No, Star Sailor. I heard what you said, and no offense, but you're talking in bumper sticker because nobody's making this claim. What you're saying is, okay, the different cultures, people can live in different environments. Yes, that is. There are general cultures that in the United States, since you all are talking about this,
I be moving on my own. Take shots to on your own.
Stop, man. In the United States, these whites and blacks testing are going to have environmental and cultural differences that the test definitely could favor. I could definitely see how that can happen.
The Q test is not.
With God, as in this word was preserved, and it was basically everything that was gonna happen in the future.
Well, that's John 1, and that's like that's what
they use that
ever heard. For what?
To show that God, the free will argument.
Free will, like.
No, not free will. I mean, God, writing everything before creation.
Well, they believe they're synergists there's
Catholic.
Yeah, they believe in free will.
Okay. Because I was talking to a guy. He made this word right here means that it's God's words that's preserved, and He literally wrote everything.
Yeah.
For creation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see though. Well, you said what's the verse you mentioned? Acts what?
Acts 4:27 to 28.
Acts 4:20. I'm gonna write it down. Acts. These guys in the Catholic server.
Jesus. Hallelujah.
Here's another one, Amos 3:6 as well. Amos 3:6, no, that's the wrong one. Amos 3:6 is a trumpet blown in the city and the people are not afraid? Does disaster come to a city unless the Lord has done it?
And do you know Aquinas and forget him actually. The church fathers like what was their attitude towards free will and determinism?
Well, Protestants believe that all of our doctrines must be based upon Scripture. So, if someone just writes something Yeah, we don't believe it unless it is in the right of what Scripture teaches. And if we take all of Scripture and we consistently take it, it will teach that God, from the very beginning, has planned everything for the glory of Himself.
You don't think refer back to these noble teachers, the church fathers?
I do. No, yeah, like 100% we should. Like, for instance, like a guy can say, the church fathers, oftentimes said 1 + 1 = 2. That's correct. I can agree with that. But what I can agree with is whenever they said, green is red. Whenever they are, whenever
so
they say,
no blind following, basically, because like Origen said a few things that most Christians disagree with, but they're not gonna just blind follow him. But the rest of his work is credited, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, Origen. Yeah, like for instance, I read them as if someone was to read my works. Let the guy speak for his time. Like let him be who he was. Like, don't try and force him to be like a Protestant or force him to be a Catholic. Like, let Origen be Origen. Like, and that's who he's always going to be, because we can literally make anyone in history say, on our side. Like, if we nitpick their verses, but if you consistently take all their teachings and the culture and the consequences in which they're in, like, you'll have a fair understanding of who this person was.
So you're saying basically read their works in the light of their time.
Yeah, it's like imagine if like someone was like a Christian, right, and then like they left Christianity. And then someone later on reading was like, well, it says here he was a Christian, and then later on it says he's an atheist. There's a contradiction. It's like, no.
Yeah.
The situation has changed,
Yeah. That's the thing where you guys differ. Like, because the Catholics regard traditions as, like, something sacred, like, and they refer back to it for everything, literally. But the Protestants don't rely on tradition. Actually, and then you guys differ on the Trinity, the parts, and all of that.
Yeah, we believe in the Trinity, by the way.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I'm in a server where there's Protestants and Catholics always debating each other.
Ah, okay. Peace.
Yeah. And the Protestants never use traditions, and then you have the Catholic guy saying, "No, but
but
Jerome
this guy,
said this. Augustine said this.
Yeah, Augustine said this. Augustine said that.
Yeah, notice that.
They never quote scripture, do they?
Ignatius said this. Yeah, and then the other guy would be quoting scripture, and then he said, "No, you have to look at the exegesis because they understand it better." And then it's just a back and forth.
Yeah.
And then they'll be debating about parts for like an hour.
Yeah. I mean, Roman Catholicism to me is very easy. Like, it's not even a thing. Like, I don't really talk to Roman Catholics. If they want to like disrespect like Protestantism, like, then I'll argue with them about their made up stuff. But I won't actively seek Catholics because it gets tired arguing. Like, it takes effort.
Yeah, I can add you to the server. There's knowledgeable Protestants and Catholics, so I'll send it to you. Hold up. Where is it? Gotta look for it.
You said you're from Canada, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How is lockdown over there, like with you guys?
It's alright, to be honest. It's getting better. Everything open Monday on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's getting better and everything. How about you guys?
We're opening up in April and stuff like that.
April? What the hell?
April, yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole month.
No, dude.
No, I think the server's on my other account, literally. I don't. Yeah, it's on my other account. I'm gonna have to grab.
What's the name of it, by the way?
Account. It's called. It has it's God, and then after the sign beside it.
I don't think I've been on that server before, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. There's VCs every day, so. And there's the Jewish guys in there, Mar Yusuf, if you know him. There's Jews in there.
They have a cheese in there. Well.
Yeah. So are you planning what's it called? April? You said April. You're planning to visit your girl.
No, like that's when the country opens up. I'm still in university.
Yeah. Hold up. Are you in this server? In this server right here.
On one server?
I'll send it to you right now. Hold up.
Fucker. Sorry. Little rat bastard.
So, what's the madhab that people use in Sudan?
Wait, what did you say?
What's the madhab that people use in Sudan? Are you a Hanafi or are you
I can't hear you.
Wait, am I not audible?
Now your mic is good.
I said, what's the madhab that people use in Sudan?
Sudan? I don't know. They probably I don't know, to be honest. There's a lot of Sufis there in Sudan.
Yeah, they have like a big Sufi
most of them,
community.
Yeah, most of them are Salafis, and then after you have your Sufis, and then Hanabila. That's the madhab, the Hanbali. Yeah. I'm talking about the people, the Sunnis. They follow the Hanabila madhab.
Yeah.
How about Iran?
Oh, you're joking me.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not Muslim. I come from a Christian background, but I think Iraqi Muslims are. I mean, at least the Sunni ones, they're. I think they're Hanafis or something.
Hanafis?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. There are definitely have like some Sufis. You don't follow Mazhab?
No.
This guy made his own madhab.
Yeah.
No, I accept all madhabs, but I just don't fight. I don't restrict myself to a madhab. You know, I just don't. I don't blind follow it.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, like I mean, there are not a lot of differences between them. And I mean, the differences that exist don't really matter.
Yeah, like I mean, food. Because the Hanafi madhab says you can't eat seafood, There's differences in where you place your hands and other stuff regarding fiqh.
Yeah.
But like, as in like, you know, the clear text takes over the madhabs. I know Hanafis that literally blind follow Abu Hanifa, like blind follow.
So would you like consider
Bukhari will say
yourself
one
like
thing.
yeah?
Wait, what did you say?
Would you consider yourself to be like an Atharist or like an Athari?
Athariya?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Athariya. I take the text literal. Yeah, I am.
Okay. I mean, I understand that it's like common in Saudi too, so like it's yeah,
what
the
did you
whole
say?
Athari like tradition, the Athari tradition is quite popular in Saudi.
Yeah, it's popular in Saudi. Yeah, it is.
Sattu's face. I bet you wouldn't.
Everybody is Salafi there.
Beer back guy's gonna go to the toilet.
In my country, most people are Salafi.
Well, what do you think of the Ottoman Empire?
What era? Like what rule? What sultan? And what like
all of it.
This is I can't make a judgment and generalize like all of it and just say I can't like put a label on it, and it has to be specific. Like it depends. Like Abdul Hamid, he was good. Abdul Majid, the Sultan Abdul Majid, he was good.
Yeah.
Suleiman the Magnificent, he was good. You know, but there were sultans that were horrible actually.
Yeah, I mean, like in the beginnings, I think it was doing fairly like well, and it got like bad more and more. At least like relative to the Islamic standards, it wasn't really sort of doing a good job, I guess. Whatever, defined it. But yeah.
Even towards the end, it became a Sufi. What's it called? It was run by Sufis, literally. So yeah, I can't. The thing is, I can't just put a label on it. Yeah, I have to specify like what period.
So I read this like recently. It'd be interesting to talk about in the Muslim. I read something about that in Islam. There's something called Jariyat, right? Well, probably know what it is. And I heard like a story about Omar, the Caliph, striking a woman for wearing the hijab. And I was like, I mean, yeah. It seems there's like a term in Islamic, like in Islam, it's called mutawatir, which refers to like
Mutawatir is mass transmitted.
Yeah, exactly. Like the more mutawatir it is, the more sort of like reliable, I guess.
Yeah, it's mass transmitted by many people, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, it seems that like the there's a chain of narrations to the whole, Omar's incident with one of the Jariyat, right? Him striking down. Actually,
the only narration I know of, the only narration that comes to my mind is when it was I think it was Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, and then Umar slashed his slave for showing her aura. You're talking about that's the famous narration that I know, and he hit the slave woman.
Well, that's one of them. There is a different, there's a different one where he struck down a woman for putting on the hijab for imitating Muslims, right? And there's like a sort of a distinction that was firmly made clear to people that Jariyat are not supposed to put on the hijab, whereas like Harirat, I think, or Hariyat or something like that, which refers to Muslim woman, they can obviously put it on. I just thought that was interesting, and Just wondering what you think about it.
What I have to see the narration because the only narration that comes to do you know the narration I'm talking about him striking the slave woman?
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah,
that I know about that narration, but the narration you mentioned about him striking her because she was wearing a hijab, and there's a clear distinction between I never heard of that narration. I never came across that. Is it in Bukhari?
Yeah. Let me check. I have to see it again. I mean,
send it to me.
All right, I'll look it up. But it just gave me the impression that he had this sort of, I don't know, like he oftentimes mistreats a lot of his slaves and whatnot. I mean, he was killed by a slave, wasn't he?
Who?
Omar was killed by a slave.
Yeah, Abu Lulu.
Yeah.
But that slave was he killed him for other purposes though.
What do you mean?
It was just more as in hatred, you know. It had nothing to do with the religion, but it was because of him. Umar conquered Persia, you know, and he just felt a type of way because his people got.
Yeah, you can like speculate about it. I mean, I've heard Shias claim that he was Shi'i himself.
Because Abu Lulu was never Shia, first of all. That's a huge lie. This is a lie that Shia people make up. Abu Lulu was a fire worshipper.
About Sunnah, if I can.
We don't know, I think. I don't think we can like decisively tell if he was or not, but
no, historically he was a fire worshipper. That's what the narrations tell us.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, let me finish up with this guy.
Yeah, so like thereafter the whole conquest and
well, who told you what's it called? Abu Lulu was a Shia.
I've heard a scholar, I think it's Kamal Haidari, who talked about it.
Kamal Haidari, why would you ever listen to him?
Yeah, I came across one of his videos. And I heard him say something about wait.
And you just took his word.
No, I'm not saying that I believed it like credulously. I'm just like wondering because I wouldn't like deny it as well, you know, and I wouldn't also. I understand that Abu Lulu, which I think he had a different name, like more of a Persian name. He came like from the Sassanids and whatnot, but thereafter the whole conquest and whatnot, a lot of Persians sort of were forced out of their place and.
Do you know what Abu Lulu did? Abu Lulu came in the masjid while everyone was praying. And he basically stabbed like 6 to 7 people. You know that, right?
Yeah, he started with
he's
like
stabbing
Omar.
Yeah.
And then he killed himself, right?
Do you know the narration? There's a narration that even says he's a fire worshipper. Because there's a narration where Umar bin Khattab said, "Who killed me?" You know, he was bleeding, and he said, "Who killed me?" And then he was hoping that a Muslim never killed him. Then when they told him it was Abu Lulu, he said he became relieved because he's like, I would never want to die from a Muslim, but if a Mushrikeen killed me, then, you know. Are you aware of this narration?
Yeah, well, no, he's not a fire worshipper. He's
he was a fire worshipper. Yeah, that's Zoroastrians has the fire is an element that they really it's an element of worship though.
They worship.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but fire is very sacred for them, though.
Well, it's part of the whole ritual that they say that it purifies the whole ritual, something like that. But it has nothing with worshiping. I mean, it's common, really. I mean, this whole. I mean, not only the Zoroastrians, even the Yazidis, people said they worship fire and whatnot, and sometimes like that.
Yeah, did you send it to me?
Yeah, I sent it. Yeah.
I don't see it. Look, I'll send you the screenshot.
But just look in your DMs.
Yeah. This is all I see.
Wait, what?
Hey guys.
Do you see it now? Yeah, so.
Hold up. Let me refresh my share.
Bro.
Cut him.
Why is my screen like that? Why is it just black?
Yeah, he's making a really good point. Like, I get what you're trying to say.
I don't know specifically what these guys are talking about right now. I'm bored though.
Hold up, I'm gonna refresh my shit. Yo, choose Islam. What are you talking about?
The books that Sunnis they hold equal to Quran. You know, they consider you cannot interpret Quran without those books, right? Those books were compiled.
You're talking about tafsir?
No, the Sunnah, the Hadith.
You're talking about okay.
Bukhari and
Muslim, Ibn Majah. Yeah, I know.
Right. So those books were compiled or made like about 200 years after the Prophet.
That's not true. Are you a Qurani?
Yes.
You're a Quraniyun.
Quranist.
Yeah, you're Quraniyun. The thing is, bro, this is a very dangerous thing. I'm not even gonna hold up. So what's your point? Just continue. What are you gonna say?
Like those books were compiled like so much later. So I was just asking, what did people do? How did people read Quran before those books were like compiled?
That's the question. That's a good question. First of all, Hadith were compiled 200 years later. That's a misconception. Anybody with basic knowledge of the science of Hadith would never say this. The Hadith were compiled during the Prophet's life. Ibn Mas'ud wrote Hadith. Ali wrote Hadith. Many Sahaba. Abu Hurairah wrote Hadith. There's a famous narration that Umar came and rebuked Abu Hurairah for writing Hadith because he didn't want people getting mixed up with the Quran and the Hadith. Many Sahaba wrote Hadith during the time of the Prophet. Bukhari, first of all, he came 200 years after, but he just wrote basically his teacher inspired him to have a compilation with all Sahih Hadith. Literally, there was Hadith way before him. Like even Ahmed ibn Hanbal, he wrote Musnad Imam Ahmed. Basically, he has his own compilation. Imam Malik, he has his own compilation. Many ulama, there's manuscripts of Imam Malik's hadith. You know, if you go on Google and search it up,
but these were compiled after his death, and like a long time after his death.
No. Imam Malik actually wrote his own. He was the first one to document his hadith, and Shafi'i. Abu Hanifa's students, Muhammad ibn Hassan, and all of them wrote it for him. But as for the rest, they actually there's literally manuscripts on this. And then what else? Many, even Sufyan al-Thawri, the Salaf, they had their own compilations too. Ibn Abi Shayba and many ulama. So this is a huge conception.
Thousands.
Conception. Yeah, thousands, bro. Even the Salaf, bro, there's so much, literally. But, you know, the thing is, people come out of nowhere. Who's this Bukhari guy? First, Abu Abdullah, Muhammad ibn Ismail ibn Ibrahim ibn Waqir ibn Tartiz Baljufi al-Bukhari, rahmatullah alayh. The only reason why he did it is because he wanted to gather all these narrations and literally just have a book full of authentic stuff. Because before there were scholars never used to differ between da'if, mawdu' narrations and all of that. So he just wanted to have everything authentic. And then Muslim came after. Muslim was a student of Bukhari. And the funny thing is, Bukhari was a student of Imam Ahmed, Yazid too, and many people. So this is a huge misconception.
So wouldn't that books before Bukhari and those people, wouldn't that books be more reliable? So what happened to those books? Why
we have those books.
you are adopting the books that came later?
We don't adopt those books. We have those books. We have Imam Malik's Al-Muwatta. But the thing is, the reason why his book became famous because everything in there is authentic, literally.
Well, not everything. I mean, there is like
obviously there's like no, not da'if narrations, but da'if chains in it, like the chain of
Did Prophet at some point forbid to write hadith?
Yeah, because he didn't want people getting mixed up with the hadith in the Quran. But the thing is, if you know the thing, hadith, you become a kafir, literally. Wallah, I'm not making takfir on you, but I'm just saying in general, it's not takfir al-ain. Like I'm just saying, it just makes you apostate. Because if you deny hadith, you end up denying the Quran al-Kareem. You know why? Because you're going to start denying some things that are complex. You're going to start denying the qira'at and ahruf. You're going to start denying different recitations and all of that. Because you can't prove the Quran's preserved. You can't.
I don't deny anything so far.
Dude, so you just say you deny hadith. Okay, there's a narration narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Quran, it's in Bukhari. The Quran been recited. The Quran been revealed in 7 different recitations. Do you accept that?
What do you mean?
There's a narration, and do you know there's different Qurans? You know that, right?
There are different Qurans, you say?
Yes. Different recitations like Nasa'i,
I don't think so.
Warsh, Hafs. Yeah, there's actually different Qurans, by the way.
Do you know that some verses start with 3 letters, like some chapters start with 3 letters. Do you know what this? Do you know what these letters mean?
No, why, bro? Saddam.
Christianity is where it is.
Saddam. Yeah, but choose Islam. Answer me. Why? Answer my question.
Well, I don't think so.
You don't think so? That's the reality.
Well,
okay, you do the Quran. You have
3 letters.
Do you read Arabic?
The real red pill is that there is no religion except for whatever you want it to be.
The Quran is correct. You know the 3
it's whatever you want, man.
Choose Islam. Listen, don't divert from this because I love telling this to Quranis because they get headaches. The thing is, the Quran you have at home, what Quran is it?
Like,
it doesn't really give
what Quran do you have?
Different, are you saying there are different versions? That's literally the first thing I even hear something like that.
Yeah, because this is not a lot of people know, but this is true. There are different versions.
Beast.
How is this different versions possible? How?
Because there's different recitations, literally.
You're the first
different
Muslim,
words.
You're the first Muslim I've ever heard take this topic up.
How come this? There are different recitations. How come didn't people?
Okay, I'll give you a simple example. I'll give you a simple example. Malik Yawmiddin, Malik Yawmiddin. Are these 2 different words? What's Malik?
Oh shit!
Wasn't the Quran compiled?
Bro, you're not answering questions. Leave. Well, I'm not talking.
I have mad respect
I cannot answer your question. I cannot answer your question. I would like to ask you a question. Wasn't the Quran
no? But the thing is, the reason why you're Qurani is because you're Jahil Murakkab, literally. So you have to.
I don't know this terminology. I just want to ask you a question. Wasn't the Quran compiled as a book?
Yes, 100%. But there's different recitations.
Yeah, but recitations.
If you open, let me give you an example. Do you have a Quran at your home right now? Wait, do you have a Mus'haf? Do you have a Mus'haf at your home right now? Do you have a Quran at your home?
Yes.
Okay. open it to the back page, you'll see the recitation. It'll say recitation by Hafs or the Quran. You probably have. Where do you live? What area do you live in?
Russia.
Russia. I don't know what kind of Quran you guys have, but where I'm at, I'm in Canada. We have the Hafs. We have the Hafs riwayat, meaning we read it according to Hafs's recitation.
So let me ask
in
you,
Africa, you know, in Africa, you know, in Africa, listen, you know, in Africa,
when Quran was compiled, which recitation was it?
Him, dude.
When Quran was compiled, which recitation was it?
It's the Qurayshi dialect, 100%. But that's not the question, though. I'm telling you, you know, in Africa, do you know they recite the Quran differently?
But why does it matter? Because we have a written Quran.
Because they're different words. These are variants. These are variants, and these are different words.
But in the
these
book,
are like complete
there
different
is
words.
only one way. Oh, you mean
no,
you can read the book differently? You mean you can read the book differently, right?
No, read actual verses differently. Words are changed.
Right. I get it. So you're saying
so if you are, you know, say no. Look. Say me and you are praying. I could recite in a different way, and then you would be like, "What the hell is he reciting?" But you don't have the answer. I could. My answer would be like, "Oh, we're allowed to recite this way because there's a chain of narration going to Hafs that allows me to recite this way." But you have no answer. You have no answer to this. If I bring you a bunch of manuscripts, if I bring you a bunch of manuscripts, you'll be confused. You'll be like, "Oh my God, I lost my faith because there's so many different."
I see what you mean, and now I see what you mean. You mean that the book that we have, Quran, you can literally read it a different way, right?
Yes, 100%. There is different recitations.
Okay.
Let me run an experiment real quick.
Can you leave? Get out, child.
No, this is important.
No, you're getting muted.
All right,
what happens
so
to
like,
I'm reporting you to a mod for disrupting chat.
What the fuck? I didn't fucking do anything.
You're disrupting chat. Get out.
All right, get out.
Wait, so listen, how do you discern like the original, you know, manuscript of the Quran versus like the fake one?
What do you mean? There's chains. Basically, you have someone during those chains. Like, I'll give you a nice example. Hafs is a very famous recitation that most people recite, and Hafs narrates through many different narrators. And then literally he's taught by Asim, then he's taught by somebody else, and then they all recite in the same way. So literally, if anybody's reciting in a different way, and then he basically through his chain he has a recitation. But if a manuscript comes out tomorrow and then after it says something else, I'm not gonna trust it because the chain of narration says otherwise. You get me?
Right.
Yeah, but choose Islam, bro. Are you not aware there is different recitations? I think he doesn't know that. That's the shocking part.
99% of Muslims don't know this.
Yeah,
You're the
I know
first
that.
Muslim I've came across that's ever admitted this. So
no, but there's lots actually in the chat. We usually talk about it. There's people in the chat. I mean, someone who has basic knowledge actually will know this. Like, you know. He muted himself, eh?
Yeah.
I should have told him. He's probably like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, he was pretty resilient. Like, you give him a lot of times to sort of ask questions about what you mean and stuff, but he was trying to enforce you to say stuff that you weren't saying or trying to say. He was like, whenever you said in plain, English that there's changes, and he says, there's different recitations, those are two completely different things that you're talking about.
Yeah, there's actually variations that are different. Like, literally, the word is different. If you look at the text, the word is different. So I was asking him, how do you, combat with this? He muted himself because I think he came in here trying to, challenge me, but
So, do you think that what happened to Omar was like he deserved it?
What?
Yeah.
The stabbing. Oh yeah, he unmuted himself. He unmuted him. The stabbing. Wait, why would you say that?
Yeah, because of his treatment of like slaves and whatnot. It seems like
the narration. I'm gonna check out the narration you're talking about, but I don't know about that narration actually. I never heard of it, but I'll check it out. That you said he do I think he deserved it?
Yeah.
Why would I say yeah? I mean, I'm not Shia, bro. I'm not Shia.
Well, you don't need to be Shia to say yes.
No, because they don't accept him as a caliph. Yeah, choose Islam.
Hey.
So, you know, you should do later on. You should go on Google and type up different mushafs. Basically, you'll see different Qurans like the House, the Riwayat, the Warsh, and then you start to go on Google, YouTube, and actually listen to it. There's people in Africa that recite the Quran in a different way, literally, and people in Morocco. It depends on where you live. And there's different words, literally, variations. Yo, Saddam.
He's muted.
Yeah.
Get away, Trav. Ah, there we go.
So the only reason you accept this sunnah is because of the verse that says follow the prophet.
No, the funny thing is, I'd even discuss the Quran with you, because why would I discuss the Quran with you? You don't even believe the Quran's. You don't even believe in it. So why would I even discuss the text with you? Why should I delve into the text? I just wanted to make you look like an idiot, because you don't even believe the book.
Don't even believe what book?
The verse I'm talking about, it only can be recited one way.
Yeah, you're talking about Ati Allah, Ati Rasul. Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying, but I'm not. The thing is, I don't want to even discuss the book, like the text, with you, because you don't believe in the Quran.
And
why can't you discuss the text? Why can't you discuss the text if he doesn't believe in it?
Because he doesn't believe in the book itself.
Right, but doesn't that mean that you're just following a blind faith if you're unable to have a conversation about something?
No, you weren't here earlier when we were talking, bro. You need context.
Yeah, can someone explain what's going on?
You're playing League of Legends, bro. I don't think anyone really has time to explain it to you.
You literally live... Where do you live? Is it New Zealand or Europe? I can't tell.
What the hell is wrong with it? Yeah, what the hell?
No, I'm just saying, bro, don't call me cringe for playing League. You're cringe for existing.
What?
Which context are you talking about?
I'm just gonna mute him, dude. He sounds like one of those really
do you guys have history?
beta males.
Beta males, you're literally calling yourself an alpha male. You're so cringe.
Do you guys have...
Hey, when you go to the club, are you like, hey ladies, I'm an alpha male.
Oh no, stop, dude. Oh, okay, listen, dude. I'm sure I'm on you without Page, right? Like, going to the club is cringe, but don't ever put it like that again.
No, I'm just saying, bro.
Let me tell you one thing. The thing is, the reason why Quranis are kafir is because they literally think the Prophet was a delivery man. Literally, he was just a delivery man.
Wait, the thing is, choosing Islam is Quran only?
Yeah, he's Quran only, which makes no sense at all.
Oh,
the thing is, they're not Muslim though.
I thought that like as a Muslim, you can't like sort of like choose who's a Muslim and who's not, right? You can't like decide like.
No. This is there's ijma. Ijma wal ulama, basically meaning that if you deny the sunnah, you're a kafir. But I'm not making takfir on him. I'm not saying he's a kafir because he might be ignorant. The thing is, you can't make takfir on the person unless you talk to him and discuss with him, and then if you show him the truth and he denies it, then he's a kafir. But this guy, I know he's ignorant because he didn't even know that there's different what's it called, Qurans and all that, like recitations and all of that. So he's jahil. So that's the excuse I'm gonna give him.
Yeah, Saddam, and also it says, Aminu billahi wa malaikati, the believe in God, the angels, the scriptures, and the messengers. And when it says messengers, you have to follow the messengers as well. If you just want to, exclude that and just read the Quran, doesn't make sense whatsoever.
Who are the messengers? Like,
like Noah, Adam, Abraham.
Watch. I'm gonna ask him a question. Choose Islam. Let me ask you a question. The book of you see the Quran. The Quran is a speech of who?
God.
Okay, God. And is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a speech in there?
He what?
Is his speech in the Quran?
The speech, yes, it is the speech, yes.
You said Prophet Muhammad's speech is in the Quran. Did you just say that?
No. God's speech is in the God.
Okay,
the Quran
so
is God's speech.
Okay, so the book of the Quran is Allah's speech, and then after, so where's Muhammad's speech though? Because Allah tells us to obey the Prophet. So how do you where's his speech? How are we supposed to obey him if we don't even have his teachings or his what he said or anything? Because the Quran doesn't even tell us that he's actually like how he came out as a messenger and all of that. All it says is Muhammadur Rasulullah and Surah Al-Fatih, chapter 48, ayat 20, I think 6.
Well, this book was when this book was sent, the Prophet was around people, right? So basically, this command is
no, but the Quran. Wait! I don't want you to go there. Is the Quran for them or it's for old people?
It is for all people.
Okay, perfect. So Allah says to Atiya Rasul, obey the messenger, right? So how do you obey the messenger when you don't have his speech or you don't have his teachings? Because the Quran is only the Quran only contains the speech of Allah. So how do I obey the messenger when I don't even know what he said or how he what he did? And
you obey the messenger by by accepting to obey him in your heart. So if he was around, you would obey him. Like if he tomorrow will come about, you will obey him, and that's how you obey him, by your intention.
Choose Islam.
So now I would like to
choose Islam. So you said
question.
We're supposed to obey the messenger by obeying him with our heart.
By agreeing to obeying him, like by accepting this command, that's how you obey the messenger. Yes.
So obeying, you know what obeying means, right?
Yes, it means what I described you. That's what it means.
Because the Quran says if you differ, refer back to the Allah and refer back to the messenger. You know that, right? So how could I even refer back to the Prophet if I don't even know what it said? Because if me and you are differing right now, the Quran says if two people differ, make sure to have them go refer back to the Book of Allah and the messenger. The messenger is not even with me right now, so what do I refer back to?
It says go back to messenger. It doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It says refer back to the. I'll send you the verse right now.
Send me,
grapple with this verse. I will.
Send me the number because.
Dude, for the most part, most Quranists that I've talked to, they literally just want to follow Islam without following the real hard rules, like not getting tattoos, not having dogs in your household, trimming the eyebrows. They want to avoid that. They want to live a more liberal, laid-back life. They don't want to, approach this with firm belief and, good reasoning and intellect, because they don't want fear in their life.
Yeah,
you say we don't
go to
want...
Surah Nisa, chapter 59. Ayat 59.
Which chapter?
All you who believe, all you, يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله أطيعوا الرسول it's right. Surah, the chapter is 4. Surah Nisa.
How's it going, y'all? Surah Nisa, chapter number
59.
verse number verse number?
59. All you who believe, obey Allah and obey the Messenger and those in authority among you. Then if you quarrel about something, revert it back to Allah and the Messenger. You see? It's telling you to refer back to the Allah and the Messenger. Because me and you are differing right now. So you see the verse?
Yes.
Yeah, read it.
I see what you mean.
Read it.
It's if you have a matter, refer to Messenger, right?
Yeah, so how the hell am I supposed to... Bro, when the ayat was... the thing was, when ayat was revealed, people could just go back to the Messenger, but the Messenger died 1400 years ago, so who do I go to today? Who should I go to? Like, how am I supposed to refer back to him if I don't even know what he said?
How are you supposed to refer to Messenger if you cannot find your matter in the Hadith? How do you supposed to?
No. How can I refer back to the Messenger if I don't know what he said?
Well,
and I can't go to him today, and he's not alive.
So your matter is not in the Hadith. So I'm asking you, how are you supposed to refer back to Messenger?
Why are you asking me? Because I follow the Sunnah. I follow this. I follow what he said.
Right,
I'm
but
asking
suppose
you because you don't have a tactic. No, but you don't have a tactic.
In the
How are you answering a
Sunnah...
question with a question?
Well,
we have the Sahaba, the Tabi'un. We don't have...
Listen. The thing is, bro, I asked you a question. This guy,
the
thing
answer is the same as you asked before. Like
guys, listen. He's literally trapped right now. I'm asking you, how do you refer back to the Messenger if he's not alive?
Let me answer.
Number one, and number two, wait, bro.
Right. I'm answering.
Earlier you said the Quran is the book, the speech
forget
of Allah.
what I said earlier. I'm answering. So
yeah, answer.
It is just the different way to say follow the Messenger.
What?
It is just a different way to say follow the Messenger.
Refer back. Do you know what, bro? Refer back to. How could I refer back to somebody if I don't have his teaching?
Does it say the word back?
If I don't know what he said.
Does it say the word back?
Yeah, refer back to. Refer to the Messenger. Yeah.
No, but there is no backward. It just refer to the Messenger, right?
See, well, what's interesting is you when he first said that, you didn't have a problem with it, but when they put you in that corner, now you have a problem with how he said it. So, the first time he said it, you should have said...
back, no, there's a problem. When you say refer back, it means that you should, you should literally go back in history or something. But when it says just refer to Messenger, it just means that whenever Messenger is around you, you should consult him. That's what it means.
Yeah, but he said refer back from the very beginning, and you didn't have a problem with it. Now you have a problem with it, with the wording.
Because if it doesn't say refer back, why it doesn't say?
It says, bro, if you dispute among yourselves, refer back to Allah and His Messenger. I don't know why you're making tahrif of the verse. Bro, why you RE2? You see how he's trapped, right?
Yeah, I mean, what he doesn't. If he's only relying on the Quran, there's no possible way he can refer to the Prophet other than his,
exactly.
He could go take the more Christian route of spiritual reference or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
So how do you look? He's having a headache reading the verse because there's no way to refer to the Messenger. He's not alive. Number one. Number two, we don't even know what he said because you only believe the book of Allah is the speech of Allah. Earlier you said
I think
the
I got
Quran is
the
only the
answer.
speech of Allah.
I think I got the answer. I think I got the answer.
answer.
Yes. So
no, let's hear it. Tell us.
Like you're correct when you say that. When you say I cannot like um
refer back
do this
to the
command
messenger.
because I don't refer back to messenger, right? So in the similar way, you cannot carry this command refer back to messenger. Like if you have a question and this question is not covered in hadith, right, in sunnah, then you cannot like you try to refer to back to this sunnah, right? But you cannot find, right? In the same way, it is for me. Like if messenger is
Bro,
around,
hold up,
I would
I'm
refer
not gonna
back.
let you.
Wait. Hello, Sona. Just let him finish, and then we'll respond. Just.
Okay.
So I do refer back to messenger, right? I do like if messenger were here, I would definitely go and consult him. So I do accept this command, right? In the same way you accept this command, but you would consult the messenger. Now you're consulting some hadith, right? But if you're unable to find an answer in the hadith, you are in the same situation as me. So you don't find it.
I think my head's about to pop, literally.
Well, yeah, he keeps saying, well, if the messenger was here today, but the messenger isn't here, and he hasn't been here for 1400 years.
Yeah,
so how do you refer to
the
him?
thing is, I don't want to respond because I know I'm gonna get angry. Let me calm down. Choose Islam. I'm just gonna ask one more time, bro. Like, just stop the semantics. How do you refer to the messenger?
It's
I'm
like
actually
you're
just a
saying
simple
that
question.
if it says refer, you're saying that if it says to refer back,
Do you know what refer means? Do you know what refer means in English? Do you know what refer means?
So, yeah, so it's like when it says refer that you must. It's like there must be a way to do it. Like if there is no way to do
No,
it, that
listen.
means
If me and you are just look. The verse says if me and you are disputing, if two people are disputing, or you're having a dispute, if you and a group, whatever, 2, 3 people, if you're differing or disputing in a manner, you go refer back to the messenger. You refer back to the book of Allah first, and then you refer to the messenger. The thing is, we can refer back to the book of Allah, the Quran, because you believe in it. You claim to believe in it. But now, how the hell would I refer back to the messenger? And if I'm differing with a Muslim, because me and you are differing right now. So how the hell could I refer to the messenger? Do you think Allah would tell us to refer to the messenger if we had nothing to go back to?
this command is for people when they were around Prophet.
Whoa! But earlier you said the Quran, bro. First of all, the Quran is for everybody, all times. The verse is not revealed for one person at one time. You know that, right?
Yes.
So why are you saying this verse is for people back then? The verse is for us now because it's saying obey Allah and obey the messenger. If you differ among yourselves, refer back to the messenger. Bro, RE2, you heard what he said? He just made up a random answer. He's like, but this verse is only for back then.
Yeah.
No, I mean only they can carry this verse. Only they. We cannot do it. Like for
how
example,
is it for back then if the Quran's for all times? Since huh? How's the verse? Saddam, do you see how this guy's drowning in his sweat? Bro, like, I'm asking you, how's it for back then?
Because for us, there is no
what did you say, Saddam?
To do, like, I'm accepting to refer to Prophet.
Not much we do.
I accept this command. Okay, I accept it.
You accept it. It's for all time. So how do you refer back to the messenger, bro? Me and you are differing right now. How the hell do I refer back to the messenger? In a manner, like right now, the manner of us different. How do you should be honest and say I don't know. The reason why I'm getting angry is because you keep arguing.
Well, you're
be honest and say I don't know.
This command. So I would like to ask you this: like, you did not you did not like this hadith.
No,
you need for
I'm
them
not
to be
moving on. I'm
authentic.
not moving on. I'm not moving on, bro.
No,
I'm
it's
not
the same
moving on.
topic. It's the same topic.
Let's
It's the
stick to
same
this
topic.
verse.
So here's the problem with referring back to the prophet, right? So this
How's it? There's no
hadith,
problem.
they need
Because
to be
wait,
authentic.
bro. I'm not gonna let you stop. I'm not gonna let you say something and then lie. You just said there's a problem referring back to the messenger. How's there a problem if Allah told us to do it? This is a command for all times. Allah said,
Right.
I'm gonna say the
It
verse
is not a
last time.
problem
I'm
for
actually
me.
getting
It
angry.
is not a problem for me. It's not a problem
Yeah,
for
it is
me
a
because
problem for you
me
because
this
you don't have
command
anything
means
to refer back to.
You're
right.
Jewish.
For
Shut
me
up.
this command means for me this command means you need to accept the prophet. That's what it means. So if
But
the
it
prophet
says
were
if you
around,
differ
You
among
need to
yourselves,
accept
you
the
dumbass.
pedophile.
It just says the verse says if you differ among yourselves, refer back to the messenger. You just said this verse means just to accept them. What the hell?
right, it means if you have a problem and you have a prophet
You're
around, you should
RA2.
refer
Do you
this
hear this?
matter
Wallah,
to
do you
him.
hear this?
Yeah, look, I hear it.
Great.
So
No,
this
RA2.
is
Do you
my
hear the
answer.
stupidity right now?
Yeah,
Wallahi,
look.
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
his worldview is consistent. He doesn't have an answer to referring back to the prophet. What's interesting for me is
It doesn't say
like
back.
for the last 1,000-something years, the people who lived with the prophet followed him, prayed the way he told him to, avoided the things he told him not to do, did the things he promoted. And then in this day and age, let's just throw that down the bin and only follow the Quran, where it doesn't tell us how to fast or how to pray. Like, be consistent with your worldview. I don't want to attack him, but I see the inconsistencies in it.
It's very inconsistent, literally. He's interpreting. He just interpreted this verse in like 3 different ways. I trapped him in one corner. Then he interpreted it to a different way, and he said this verse means to just accept the prophet. How does this verse mean to accept? Bro, this is plain English. I could read it in Arabic if you want. It says, "Obey Allah, obey the messenger. If you dispute among yourselves, refer back to Allah and His messenger." Me and you are having a dispute. How the hell can I refer to the messenger if I don't have anything to refer back to? It's so simple. This is simple English.
Okay, if prophet was alive right now and he was living like back and you're living in a different part of earth, so it says you should refer back to you should refer your matter to a messenger, and you cannot literally.
Bro, I'm not talking about back then. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now, bro. Forget back then. I'm talking
this
about
book
now.
is for all people. So I'm asking you,
Yes,
if a person
yes, but
cannot go to
I'm
the
asking
prophet,
you right now because
what
we're
is he
disputing,
supposed
bro.
to do? So this is my answer to you. That sometimes you cannot carry this command. Okay, this is my situation. If
somebody back then could have go to the prophet, there was Sahaba everywhere, literally.
So the fact that I am accepting it, this command, the fact that I am accepting that if prophet was around, I'd literally consult him and not only him. So this fact makes me following this command. And you are saying it's not accepting, but it is actually making this carrying this command. Okay, so if you're living far away and you have a matter, you literally should go to the prophet and leave everything and go to the prophet.
All right, so leave
So
Yemen.
I'm saying that accepting this command is what makes it what.
Wait, is this guy an idiot? Bro, hold up. Are you an idiot? Bro, are you aware that when people had manners, basically, I'll give you an example. Like Mu'ad ibn Jabal, he would go to Yemen if the people needed help, and he'll ask messenger for advice for them. You know that, right? You're forgetting the Prophet had companions, literally, that were everywhere.
Of course, there are these examples would be that some people came from far away. Like 1 or 2 examples, they always would be. Of course, I mean, what did you expect not to have these examples? But you cannot say that these examples is a rule for everyone.
Bro, the Quran is for everybody. You're saying this verse was only for back then, which makes no sense because this is a clear verse. Allah says if you're disputing among yourselves, me and you are disputing. No, your point makes no sense. Bro,
I'm
like
just wondering
literally.
if it makes sense for him. Like, does it make sense for you, Eri, too?
Sorry?
Okay.
No, honestly, the only time you ever answered this question was when you said, sometimes you cannot carry this command, word for word. It doesn't really answer the question as to how you refer back to the Prophet.
So the thing is that sometimes you cannot carry this command, and that is the situation in my case. Because Prophet is dead, I cannot carry this command, but I accept this command.
So what Allah
So-
tell us to give us a command for all times in the Quran and tell us to do something that we're unable to do. No. Would Allah tell us to do something we're unable to do?
Even when a prophet was alive, this is the case for many people.
Listen,
they could not carry
bro.
this command, literally.
Bro, listen. Are you? No, that's not the case. Relax, don't lie. Let me listen. Would Allah tell us to do something we're unable to do?
Because this command means accepting.
Bro, you're not
That's why
answering my
we are
question,
always
bro.
able to do it.
Okay, so
Let's say it one more time. Would Allah tell us to do something that we're unable to do?
Because this command means accepting, we're always able to do it.
I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.
So you're saying this verse is abrogated?